What's good, La Familia? We back in the place to stack that cake. It's your partner Trappin' Jones providing the analytics to add up those digits. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Tap the subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Everyone, please smash that like button and drop us a comment below on what's your favorite pick of the week. For the fam that's been here, you know the motto. Take what you like, leave what you don't. You can always fade us. Take it solos or mix and match to make a parlay. Let's get it. First pick, Georgia State and Coastal Carolina under 62.5 points. Georgia State comes into this game 3-0 as a 6.5 point underdog. They have forced 7 turnovers over their first 3 games while holding opponents to 24.7 points per outing. Coastal Carolina is 2-1 on the season while holding opponents to only 16.7 points per game. They have forced 8 turnovers themselves and should slow down this Georgia State offense or even make them cough up the ball a few times. Only one of Coastal Carolina's game has gone over this 62.5 point line. Both teams' season average point total is below this current line. Next pick, Kentucky and Vanderbilt over 50.5 points. Kentucky goes into this conference game 3-0 while putting up 35.7 points on the board per game while only allowing 11.7 points per game. Vandy is putting up 34.8 points per game in 4 outings but give up an abysmal 29.3 points per game. While Wildcats quarterback Devin Leary and Commodores quarterback AJ Swan look to air it out in which should be a fun game to watch. Vandy will have an uphill battle trying to pull off the upset, but should contribute enough points to go over this one. Next pick, North Carolina State minus 9.5. The Wolfpack are off to a 2-1 season with their lone loss coming to number 10 Notre Dame. They now face QB Brennan Armstrong's former team and the Virginia Cavaliers, who are 0-3 on the season and have looked awful every step of the way. The Cavaliers are 121st in yards per play and 123rd in yards per game given up on defense. The offensive side is really no better. They are 115th in yards per game and 111th in yards per play, while rushing for only 1.9 yards per play. Virginia gives up nearly 43 points per game, and I expect North Carolina State to pick them apart offensively, and the Cavaliers won't have a response. Next pick, Oklahoma and Cincinnati under 60.5 points. Both teams have lit up the scoreboard in their first 3 games with the Sooners balling, averaging 55.7 points, and the Bearcats averaging 39.7 points per game. However, this game is the first conference game for both teams, and the stakes and competition are both elevated here. Oklahoma is only allowing 9.3 points per game and will look to keep the Bearcats at bay to win it. The Bearcats are allowing right under 23 points per game for the season, so defense is the key to this game to slow down both potent offenses. Fireworks can happen and points can be put on the board in a hurry, but that would mean defense would have to be completely thrown out the window. We just can't see the coaches not making defensive adjustments with game tape on hand this week. Next pick, Kansas moneyline. This is a pick'em game with juiced odds. Nice for a mix and match with one or more of the other plays. Kansas is the 9.5 point favorite, and for good reason. Jayhawks QB Jalen Daniels has connected on 75% of his passes on the season for 288 yards per game, and Devin Neal is averaging 101 rushing yards per game for the Jayhawks. Arnold, Grimm, and Skinner are nice weapons for Jalen Daniels lining up as the receiving core. BYU is also 3-0 like Kansas and are better than expected. They're a sneaky good team, but I believe Kansas has more weapons and talent on the offensive side to outlast BYU. Next pick, Ohio and Bowling Green under 46.5 points. For this game, we have 2 lower-level foes in the MAC conference facing each other. Neither team puts up many points, as Ohio is averaging right under 17 points per game at 16.8, and Bowling Green has averaged 22.7 points per game so far this season. Both quarterbacks are just averaging around 130 yards passing per game, and both teams have turned the ball over 8 times this year. None of Ohio's games have hit the over this year, and none of their games have gone over 46 points. Next pick, James Madison moneyline. James Madison had a pretty impressive defensive outing and victory this past weekend against Troy, led by their front seven. They will look to again stop the run game of Utah State, who's only had running success against inferior foe Idaho State. Utah State starting quarterback Cooper Legis was benched this past weekend, and their offensive line is very inexperienced compared to the rest of the country. This combo sounds like a recipe for disaster, fam. The Utah State defense is also ranked very low compared to the rest of the country. Advantage, James Madison. Next pick, Louisiana Raging Cajuns money line. Another juice pick that you can parlay and pair with others here that should cash. Buffalo is 0-3 on the season and have given up a crazy 44.3 points per contest this year. Sheesh! Buffalo lost a bad one to Fordham in week 2 and got scorched by Liberty last weekend. Completely cooked. The Raging Cajuns will look to move 3-1 at home this week by punishing this Buffalo defense. Fam, we appreciate y'all tuning in with us. Let's continue to grow and build a positive community that helps each other beat the books. If you like what you see, please smash that like button, leave us a comment, and tell us what you like. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Always, best of luck, bet responsibly, but most importantly, stay blessed. Let's get this money and we out. You heard?